Hey folks, Nitno here. Today we are going over how to make your first beginner base in Rust. This guide will assume that you're new to the game, and I'll try to explain things as simple as possible. Make sure to check the timeline chapters down below, so you can skip around the video as needed. Also, if you do find this helpful, please consider subscribing. To start off, we are going to need to gather resources. We'll need wood and stone. Wood can be harvested by bashing your rock into a nearby tree. Hitting the X mark will gather more resources. To gather stone, you'll be looking for boulders that look something like this. Bash them with your rock. Hitting the shiny part will gather more resources. Next, let's craft our building tools with the wood that you just harvested. There's two main items that you will need to create to start building. Your building plan will help you create foundations and the framework of your base, whereas the hammer will help you repair, rotate, and upgrade your base. It is helpful to build your walls while inside of your base. That way you will always have the soft side on the inside. Here's an example of the soft side and the hard side of each material. It works just how it sounds. The soft side is going to take less damage to break than the hard side. If you do mess up and accidentally build facing the wrong direction, you can use your hammer to rotate the wall up to 10 minutes after it's placed. I actually suggest going from your frame and skipping the wood walls altogether and go directly to stone walls. You're going to be gathering a similar amount of resources. Why not go with something a little bit stronger and spend a little bit more time collecting stone instead of collecting wood? Alright, let's go build your base. We will be building 3 different bases. The first will be a 1x1, which is intended for players wanting to start up a small base to stash all the materials while they're planning for something bigger. A 1x2 will be helpful for solo players looking to build a base that they can fit everything they need in but has minimum upkeep. And lastly, a 2x2 that is a great size for any type of party, from solo players to squads. Remember, no matter the size you start with, you can always upgrade to something bigger later on. On every base we create, we'll be implementing a doorway system called an airlock. This design includes 2 doorways aligned in such a way that other players cannot get inside your base without breaking down doors. It's always good practice just to have an airlock with 2 doors, so you can always have one closed as you enter and exit, and that way you don't have just one door where you could pop it open and someone could be waiting for you and they could just rush right in. Let's start off with a 1x1. This will be mainly for solo players, or maybe a group that just want a place to stash their items while they build something bigger. Equip your building plan and create a base. We'll be adding a triangle foundation on one side. The triangle base is where we're going to put our doorway. Let's go ahead and place all of our walls, as well as our doorways, and also the roof. Now that our frame is all situated, let's go ahead and upgrade the base to stone. Now that's going to be pretty much the hard work on the base. We got everything all sorted out, layout's good. Now we can go ahead and make our airlock with the doors. If you're first starting out and you don't have the materials for a metal door, you can go ahead and build a wooden door and use a key lock. Both of those can be created by harvesting wood. It's just nice to have a metal door because it's going to be able to take a lot more damage than a wooden door would be able to. And here's another example of that airlock in action. If I leave this open, someone trying to get into the base isn't going to be able to. They're going to have to close that door, and then it's going to lock on them when they close it. Go ahead and place your TC, which is the tool cupboard, and this is what makes your base persistent, and it keeps it from despawning. When you look inside on the right, that's going to be the material cost required to stop it from deteriorating. Place your large wooden box for extra stash space. And once you have the materials, you can even build a furnace in this small space. With that, we have completed your first 1x1 base. This is a great jumping off point to build something even better. Moving on to the 2x1. This is going to be a great choice if you're looking to have a little bit of extra space, or maybe you want to do a squad or a duo. Place your base with the triangle base on the side. Set up your doorways walls, and roofs. Now you can go ahead and equip your hammer and upgrade each part to stone. Always make sure to double check and make sure you don't miss anything. Moving on to your doors again, make sure to set it up so it's an airlock, and go ahead and add your locks. And there we go, we have an airlock. Even if you leave the door open, they can't get in. Go ahead and place your TC, and now we have plenty of room to place our large wooden box and also our furnace as well. With all this extra space, we can easily put a workbench in, and now we have a great staging ground to upgrade our base from. With all this extra room, you can easily put a sleeping bag, no problem. That's going to wrap up our 2x1. This is a pretty good setup, and I actually run it quite a bit. It's a good way to get your foot in the door, and you can actually hide it pretty easily. And lastly, moving on to the 2x2. This is going to be geared towards squads and duos. Go ahead and place down your foundation, again with that triangle foundation on the corner. Go ahead and place all of your walls, as well as your doorways, and also your ceilings. Once complete, take out your hammer and upgrade the whole base to stone. Place your doors so that they're in airlock. It's good practice to do. That way people can't door camp you as easily and try to rush in with your one door open. Always have at least two. And here's a good example of that. They can peek through, but they can't get through. Go ahead and place your TC and also your large wood box. Place down your workbench and your furnace, and you've got plenty of room to expand from here. Enjoy your base. Hopefully it's a place you can call home for a little while and you don't get raided by someone bigger. Invite some friends, move on from here, and have an adventure. Hopefully I was able to teach you guys a thing or two, or at least hopefully inspire you to make something even better than this. If you did find that helpful, I do appreciate you guys hitting that sub button, like button, or leaving a comment. As always, have fun in Rust, take it easy, peace.